Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another video of Street Fighter Duel. Today in this video I'll be explaining and I will be naming my top priority for exclusives on fighters, and I've been asked to do this video and share it with you all. And this is how I successfully ran my account, and as you see I'm ranking 2 in the story, I'm ranking 3 in the tower, and it's helping me. I'm not that competitive in the account, I'm not even playing daily anymore, but I'm still ranking there and I'm doing progress every time I go and deal stuff, because I built the correct units and I did mistakes. Yes, I admit I did many mistakes on the account, but it's not mistakes that are regretful. I don't regret anything. If I had to restart my account, yeah, probably I'll do better, and this is why I'll give you my advice as a free-to-play, how to do it and how to not make the same mistakes that I did and how to go about your units. So for exclusives, now the first thing that you need to build on your account is your main carry, and your main carry, and what I recommend, is a must be one of these two. It's either Guile or Viper. Guile and Viper has an incredible set of skills that make them scale so high and will help you a lot in progress and defeating every obstacle in your way. Now, what does the plus 30 of Guile do? No longer consumes saber stacks. So you need those stacks on him for him to shred defense, and it goes for 5 stacks normally without 6 cars, and I'm trying to build him for 6 cars. And when he have the plus 30, the stacks never disappear, because if you use his C3, his stacks will be consumed, and you don't want him to be consuming the stacks. So plus 30 will keep those stacks. He will be like a bomb, and he will nuke the enemy, and it's really helpful, and he's one of the best carries in the game, probably the best. Or Viper. Now, if you decided not to build Guile, if you were lucky with Viper getting so much copies of her, you go plus 30 with Viper. Her plus 30 is amazing. When she gets 5 armor energy stacks, the other stacks of armor energy will be transferred to the allied units, and you will not lose them. So you will gain more stacks on the other fighters. And what does armor energy does? Increases damage effect and effect accuracy by 5%, stacks up 5 times. So you will be dealing more damage with the stacks that you have. These are the most 2 important units for you to get to plus 30 as soon as possible on your account. Not both of them. If you're free to play, this is the order that you need to do. Is 1 carry at the start of the game. It's either Guile or Viper. After that, who's the big unit that you need to go with to plus 30? I didn't do it, now I'm doing it. It's Bison. You can progress without it, but it will be so hard, and you will need a lot of tries on your campaign and tower, but it will eventually go through if you build the correct units like Guile or Viper. So his plus 30, while Inferno King is active, other fighters will do shadow attack on your lineup, and this is so important. And shadow attack deals a lot of damage. It's very good. My advice to you: build your main carry to plus 30, then build Bison to plus 30. And of course, if you're talking about material, you can go to the city shop. Don't buy anything here except, of course, Guile if you want to build him at the start. If you're not building Guile, go for Viper and skip Guile here and get the boost stone kits. You need these boxes, and you need them. Skip Jury, don't build Jury as free to play. You don't need her for story progression or PvP or anything at the start, because she's really hard to build. Go for the stones, and here also you may get 1 copy of Rose, that's okay, but always go for the stones. This is what I go for every time I have the currency, because it's so hard for free to play to get these currencies. Now, the third unit, and the most unit that you need to go with after you go for Guile and Bison, or Viper and Bison, is to build your second carry. And what I recommend is, don't rush. If you go with Viper, then don't rush Guile. If you went with Guile, don't rush Viper. rush Fashion Blanca, because by the point that you reach your account to this point, to the point that you unlocked him, you need him at plus 30 immediately. He will enhance your main carry, which is Viper or Guile, especially in bossing or any other element of the game or aspect. Or you can use him on another lineup for him to deal damage, and his plus 30 is that other allies receive wildfire, increases the percentage of it to 80%. Now it's almost like 100% to guarantee wildfire on teammates. And when the when other fighters consume wildfire, they also receive defense and attack bonuses from the wildfire. And what does wildfire by its own does? It's when dealing damage, 35% chance to remove the wildfire, and deals additional flame damage equal to 310% attack. And it stacks to 12 times. Imagine removing all of these stacks and dealing that much of damage. And if you want an evidence for that, as you see, I do a lot of damage in Crusade because I have a hyper carry, which is Cammy for bossing, and she's amazing there. She's dealing 72 million damage, while the rest of my team is almost dealing nothing. Elena does 0 damage when you use her for healing because she even doesn't auto attack. But as you see, my other units are not dealing that damage. Bison is not plus 30, and I don't have Fashion Blanca at plus 30. Now as you see here, Viper is dealing 55 million damage, not as Cammy, but she's dealing a lot of damage because she's plus 30. And why the others are dealing so much damage, like Bison and Fashion Blanca, even Elena is not a damage dealer. She's dealing 500,000 damage, which is add up to the scoreboard that you have. Because the wildfire are active, they're getting popped, and he's dealing 310% flame damage to the enemy. So Fashion Blanca is a priority. He's a must build to plus 30, and he's my unit right now to get him to plus 30. He's on plus 27. Now, if we're talking about priority, which is not to build to plus 30, but is very important to build to plus 20, which is Street Poison. Street Poison, it's the biggest mistake as free to play, and if you're min-maxing with your resources to build her to plus 30, it's absolutely a mistake. Don't get there. Her plus 30 is only, her auto attack changes after 20 seconds to be piercing shots. And piercing shots are the normal auto attack from OG Poison, the Thunder Poison. You don't need that. She's not a damage dealer. Most of the time we use her in attack position. If you use her on main lineup, that's okay, but it will not add anything. The main thing that you need to go with is to the plus 20. Her plus 20 is 25% a chance to additionally grant 1 Toxic Love. And her Toxic Love is her C1. Grants all teammates 1 Toxic Love, increasing their crit damage by 30%, and it, for 6 seconds stacks up 5 times. Each stack of Toxic Love provides additional, so it's 15% pressure, 15% more attack, and 30% crit damage. And if you got 2 stacks of it when you use your C1, and you use your C1 again, that's 4 stacks if you got lucky. And you will one-shot anything, or you'll deal massive damage excuse me, in bosses. Now, people are asking me, what about Chun-Li? Chun-Li, she's a perfect unit to go to plus 20, because the Whirlwind grants all teammates 50 speed and increases their whole teammate super combo gouge progress gained from regular attacks by 100 for 15 seconds, which is amazing. You need her at plus 20. Is it mandatory to have her at plus 30? No, it's optional. Later I would be building her to plus 30 because I have a hyper team which is for bossing, including her with Cammy. So she's not that important for plus 30, but plus 20 is really important if you're using her. If you're not using her, I urge you to prioritize other units that you are currently using and you're maining on your account. Now, about Dalsim. People are asking me, is Dalsim a must for plus 30? The answer is no. He's not a must for 30, he's a must for 6 cars. It's a must to build and prioritize him to 6 cars. I have a friend, he's having plus 10 and 6 cars. He having plus 10 on his exclusive and 6 cars on his Dalsim, and he's dominating in the guild and making higher numbers. His 6 cars give him penance, that's what you need. His plus 30 later, yes, go for it. I would tell you go for plus 20 for him. It will be stable damage, it will be consistent. Plus 30 is for later, for you. Build first the main carry, Bison and Fashion Blanca, then go for whoever you want. For me, how I will be going, I built Guile to plus 30, I'm building Bison, I will go for Viper next because I'm almost done with Fashion Blanca. So what I did is, actually what I'm telling you, is Guile, then Bison, then Fashion Blanca, and I'm going for another carry. Now, it's a mistake, but it's not regrettable. I did get her to plus 30, but I'm using her. That's the main issue. She was my first main carry in the account, Cammy. Her plus 30 is super important. If you built her, you need to complete her. If you didn't build her, don't rush it. Use her for her assist skill, keep her at plus 5. That's all you need. If you want to go for bossing, her plus 10 is not that important. Her plus 20 is not that important. It adds, yes, but it's not that important. Her plus 30 is what makes the difference, and her 6 cars. So if you're not going full investment on Cammy, don't bother. For Abel, very important to get him at least for plus 10. Plus 20 is amazing. Plus 30 later in the game, it's not a must. His plus 20 is very good to keep you going. His plus 30 is not that big of a deal unless you have the resources for it. For Honda, where's Honda? So Honda, people have been asking me for him. Also, what you need to do is his desperation. At plus 20, it extended it for 3 seconds, which is the most break point for him. At plus 30, yes, it becomes super good, and it will be having the damage sharing, so you don't take that much of damage, but it's not a must. Plus 20 is also where you need to keep him at. Guy also. So for bossing, and in the previous event, what I did is used Guy. I rushed him to plus 20 and I tested him. It's very important for boss dealing team to have another buffer, and because we don't have either Ryu built as free to play or Ken there or anybody that buffs us that much, except we have our Street Poison. Maybe if you're lucky, you have Rose built to plus 20 on SS, or you have Athlete Chun-Li with a plus 10. But what's major for me was a free to play unit, and which was Guy. And Guy, he adds at plus 10 his combo, the next combo in skill chain at 10% pressure, and it adds crit rate, which is 18% of his own crit rate, and 25%, actually 25% of his crit rate and 18% of his pressure bonus. So you get 10% pressure and 18%, that's 28%, and you get 25% crit rate from his own crit rate, which is allow you to crit more, especially if you're having Guile buffed with him. I would go with that setup. Other units, I don't find them that much important to build for more than plus 5, but if you want to build them for plus 10 and plus 20 and you have the resources, it's very good, go with that. But my priority list is the main carry, Bison, Fashion Blanca, Street Poison to plus 20, and then you go with Dalsim for plus 20 or plus 30 if you have him built, or your third carry. That's everything that you need to know. Now, I got questions about Beast Zangief. Yes, it's good to have him at plus 10. It's good to have him at plus 20. Plus 30 is also important because he removes, I think, the debuffs. Removes control effect affected on fighters immediately and triggers King Infernal Beast. So at plus 30, later on stages in the game, when you get to these two teams and you stun and you continue your combo chain, but you're fighting somebody like Honda, when he gets to below 30, he kicks you and you get stunned, and he triggers his own whirlwind and he stuns them back and remove the stun from the unit that you are stunned. So he's used, it's situational, but it's really good. It helps a lot. Plus 30 later in the game. That's all for the video. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section. If you want me to make a priority list for cars, or if you want me to discuss something else, please let me know. DM me on Discord. The link is in the description. And let me know what's your thought about this list. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If you didn't, I thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat.